And then another thing that happened was I was down in the kitchen making biscuits, and I had my hands in dough. So I'm cooking.
Yeah.
He's upstairs taking a shower.
Yeah, this is the last part. This is the last huge interaction I've had.
And the next thing I know, he's running down the steps, shampoo still in his hair, butt naked. Ginger, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, Chris, what's going on? And
well,
I am Keith League, and over the past few years, my wife Heather and I have been exploring haunted locations, attempting to prove if humans can contact entities beyond our plane of existence. Join us on our journey to discover the unknown and paranormal.
I'd taken a step into the shower, and the soap was it had gotten soap on the bottom of the shower, so my foot slipped, and my feet were out from under me. I was falling back, and the hall tree's right across, so I would have hit that, and it would have cracked my skull, and I swear to God, I was past the point of no return. So I was leaning back to catch myself, and I feel something on this shoulder push me back with enough force that I had to push my own hands and catch myself on the shower side. And that was it. I was like, what the... I turned around because I thought she'd just been there. I was like, oh, thank God. And there's nothing there. And I'm like, I tore off down the steps.
Like, it touched me. It touched me. Oh my God, it touched me.
I felt it. I felt it. And she's like, well, you better thank that thing because it just saved her.
I was like, you better go back upstairs and say thank you.
But I was in shock, so at first I didn't even think about that.
I mean, yeah, you slip in a bathtub, there's no coming back from that.
No. Well, it was the shower stall.
Or shower
and I was
stall
falling
anyway,
backwards out of it.
Falling,
and that was
like,
it.
There's nothing.
And it caught me, and not only did it catch me, it had enough force to push me forward, and I had to catch myself on the back side of the shower wall going into the stall.
Yeah.
And stop myself, and I'm like, and I turned around because I was like, oh my God, thank God you were, and there's nothing. And I'm like, Ginger? Ginger?
Ginger!
And I'm like, Ginger! And she's like, I'm down here. And I'm like, what? Are you freaking kidding me?
He's like, you didn't come
steps.
upstairs. I'm like, I have biscuit dough in my hands. Obviously, I'm down here.
Wow.
So
that's fascinating.
Something saved my life. And, after that, I pretty much came to terms with that they're not here to hurt us. They realize that we're here to take care of the house.
Right.
And so now they're protective of us.
Yeah.
And they're here to protect us. And the only other thing they did that really upset me, I think, was when they caught Ginger's suitcase on fire.
What?
Yes, there's one thing they do.
Stove.
We don't know if it's them or if it's the bad man or if it's whatever that James wants to get out of here. Something turns the stove on.
And I've gotten it on camera you can't see it when you're there, but the camera can see it to where it'll just go red, and then it'll go back to black, and then it'll go red. And so we were in here, and we had been on a trip, so we were unpacking, and I had my favorite suitcase. It was
They were pissed because we left them here, I guess.
We
were gone
hard
for like 2
shell,
weeks.
and it had a picture of Venice on it. It's beautiful. I loved it. So I put it on the island there, and I opened it up to unpack. Well, the one side was on top of the stove, and we're unpacking and doing stuff, and I'm like, what is that smell? Like something smells electrical, something. And we're looking around, and we couldn't find anything. And then all of a sudden, I figured it out, and it melted a hole this big all the way through that suitcase. It couldn't be saved.
It could have caught the whole place on fire.
Was the knob?
The knob had been turned,
on,
and
the knob was turned,
and that's happened 2 or 3 times.
So when you catch it on the camera with it lighting up, can you see the knob turning?
No, you couldn't see the knob, but you couldn't see the knob because of the camera angle that the camera's at.
And it's
you
dark.
Can't see the knobs, but you could see the glow
Yeah.
of the thing. And when we pulled the video up for that, you could see the case catching freaking fire.
Do you still have that video?
No, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really careful now. I don't put anything on the
there.
stove.
We'll do anything.
Yeah.
And it's come on a couple of times with nothing on it even sometimes.
Wow.
So something is turning it on to either I don't know if they're trying to warn us of something or what they're doing, but something's turning it on.
This doesn't
For
sound
whatever
like
reason.
a warning. I mean, that's more like...
That sounds malicious.
Yeah, it
this
does.
Seems more malicious for sure.
But we were told by Ghost Nation that there's nothing malicious in the house.
So this is going to be the room we sleep in once again. I wanted to explain a little more about my nightmare. So when I was laying here on this side, everything was good. We were resting. So in this corner, all I could see in my peripheral was this entity. It was really tall. It wasn't really on the ground. I didn't really see any legs or anything. I just saw a shadow, like a cloaked figure. What was odd were these giant collar things that were like shooting up like spikes. I can't explain that. Then the other time I was here and it felt like someone just kind of came up to my legs and just like literally held down my legs right here with both hands and was just kind of looking at me there in the bed. And then there were two other people over here just standing in this area, and it had one of them kind of had his arms over the other, like kind of holding that person back, and it was just black figures. There were no facial figures. It was just humanoid shape. So that was cool. But yeah, so that door, everything opens on its own. We're gonna do some things tonight where maybe we take turns standing inside the closet to see what happens. Yeah, so Heather's got the H1, some enhanced audio with some Shure headphones. We're gonna do some EVPs throughout the house. It's probably about 1 a.m. I'm gonna go into a part of the house that we haven't got to spend much time in, and we think this is probably where the Burroughs are hanging out the most. They've told us that they're normally here. Like the Burroughs themselves told us upstairs. So we're here.
Let's just sit here and listen.
Okay.
Mr. Burroughs? Nancy? Is there anybody up here? It comes in loud on here. Sound like something going, ooh, ooh.
That was the air exchanger, yeah. So mark that one at about 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
About 120 on that.
Okay. We've been coming here since, what, like 2020?
Mm-hmm.
So 2 years now. I mean, it's crazy what we have captured.
Just out of 4.
I was just
5
like
visits.
complete skeptic until now. I'm gonna tell you. I get it. I understand now. Can't explain any of it. Can't rule any of it out, really. But I get it. I'm not gonna. I probably won't criticize people so much. There's still some fanatics out there that just are just. You can tell they're in it for attention, or just to have something to be interested in, be cool, and they're overzealous and they want to take too much fantasy into it, and it's not real, and it's like, I'm not playing with people. I ain't got no time for games. I don't want to pretend. I'm wanting to know the truth and that this stuff is legit.
And how?
And how. I want to know if we can communicate, how can we make this two-way and make it permanent, you know? Make it precise.
I guess also the why. Like, why are certain places haunted, or why are certain spirits choose to stick around?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Why others move on.
Right. So here we are, Keith and Heather, down in the parlor of the Burroughs house, and she's looking super depressed because we have had zero activity whatsoever. We can't get a response, can't get a peep, nothing. Which is very odd because the last few times we've been here, there's been something. Inadvertently, we've captured something. So
Yeah.
maybe they are talking and we just can't hear it in our ears. I don't know.
I was awake most of the night and heard nothing.
You said all the way up until like 4:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah. I was up at 4, 5, 5:30.
Not a peep.
6.
It feels peaceful in here. Like it's
always
calm.
kind of felt peaceful.
I don't know, man. Not for me.
No?
It hasn't always felt peaceful. It always felt edgy.
I think that was just because you were coming into something unknown.
I know, but even not believing what I was coming into, now knowing that there may be a possibility of something actually happening, I would be on more alert. But I don't feel anything. I don't, haven't heard anything.
You kept getting the chills yesterday.
Yeah, but I think that may have been just the temperature differences in the house, because it could be 10 degrees different in that room than in here. I don't know. That's what I was trying to figure it out. Because when I walked into that room, I got the chills. It's about the same temperature in here.
Mm-hmm. You always seem to get the chills right at that threshold.
I know. And that's why when it hit me, I was like, oh, here we go
That's
again.
also where they saw that mist.
I know. I was starting to get excited, but then it happened again coming into this room.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the parlor. We were talking on the Phasma box last night, and we asked where Thomas is. And Thomas Burroughs was the alpha of the family, and he had passed away. And when we asked where Thomas was, something came through the Phasma box and said he's in the parlor. And we are here in the parlor, and this typically is where we've had a lot of responses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Heather's sitting right here where I'm at, got responses from James.
We're sitting over there when he's...
About to finish off the wine. Would you like some?
Last call for alcohol.
We can pour you a glass. Come share ours. Come share ours.
Yeah, we were sitting there. We received a thank you twice.
Maybe we should get a bottle of brandy.
Maybe. Walking through there is where I heard the that moan, that weird ooh.
Classic ghost.
Classic ghost. Ooh. Yeah, one of the claims is that they don't like big band music, so we're probably going to try to play some big band music. The claim is that it's like maybe they have a sense of humor or something. They're comedians. Right? I don't know. We'll have to find out.
They've been watching Scooby-Doo.
Guess they didn't turn on the light last night.
No.
Last time we were here, let's go ahead and explain this a little bit. So Heather made this tiny little miniature model of the Burroughs house, and we gifted it to them. So they put it inside of this box, and he added a light on there. And the last time we were here, at like 2 a.m, this light came on by itself,
Right after we put it and hung it up.
triggering a camera that was over there that came on. Right after we put it up, you could see it, and it was on. So that's the story behind this light. We made it, and I think they said they appreciate it, and they turned it on.
So you found Nancy's obituary?
Mm-hmm. It's real small. It doesn't say much.
What does it say?
Hold on. I'm trying to do this right now.
Sorry.
I just found this, so...
Maybe I'll check out Ma's cooking.
So, are people drawn to this house for some reason?
Is our house a portal?